You're such a weird dog, Kinley. You get that. You get that water. You get it. You get it.
Very cute.
There you go. We're recording.
Oh, sweet.
I was trying to clean off this rug here from all of the dirties.
You don't like the poo on the rug?
I don't like the poo on the rug.
Me either.
And Kinsley has always loved to go after
Hoses.
the hose streams.
Yep.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hang on, I thought we were sitting. I didn't realize we were walking.
Oh, no, we're walking.
So I gotta put my shoes actually on. They were, there we go. All right. I'm gonna show all of the
we had
things.
We had a very busy, productive day. Started at 8 in the morning, and she sold
24
chickens.
Yes.
That was great. It was very nice to meet one of our viewers.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool. All right, where do we start? Well, let's start here. We moved the chicken tractors.
Yes.
We'll talk about even the small things. Hi there. Nice shenanigan. The other thing we did is we moved Mama Goose and Baby Goose in the same area that the shenanigans are in, but fenced off with a dog fence, X-pen dog fence, or a dog pen, I guess, because we wanted them to get exposure to the other geese and the geese to get exposure to Mama or to Baby. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. So, did that. That was a big thing. They seem to be enjoying their new home and the new area every once. Whoa! What are you going to attack me for? Yeah! She was going to go after me.
Yep.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah. They were right here is where they were.
Yeah, Mama and Baby
Yep.
were right here. They had run out of good
Grass.
space, so moved them. Plus, we wanted them to get exposure with
Yep.
each other, so that way when Gosling grows up, we can actually have a
Yeah, and somebody asked when we were going to take Gosling away from Mama to put with chickens because they thought that was what we were going to do.
Yeah.
That was if we hatched them.
Yes.
We were never going to put them with the geese. This one, she was broody, and since she never hatched any, we wanted her to have the option to hatch.
Yeah.
These ones we opened up.
Yeah.
It was 2 separate runs.
We allowed the 2 runs to be with each other, and we moved the, oh my goodness, this double-decker AV2 in here to higher ground since we're expecting rain for the next 10 days. It didn't rain at all today, like little drops.
It's sprinkling right now.
Like little drops, but
Yeah.
so we moved them and just let everybody just have all of this space.
Yeah, because these guys had lots of grass. These guys, they were running out of grass. And then the 3 little babies are with the 2 mamas.
Yeah, and is that Olivia?
Olivia, yeah.
She's very protective.
She's very protective.
When these new ones came over, oh, whoa, look out. Especially the Australorps, and tried to get anywhere near, oh boy.
Yep.
Mama was not having
She's
that.
protective mode, which is good.
Not having it.
But yesterday was hilarious. As we were sitting here, it was the double-decker was sitting right here. And we also wanted to move it because the bedding and stuff, it gets, when it rains, it's kind of a low spot. But Olivia was keeping the little cochin warm under her wing.
Yeah.
It was
Olivia
so
was
cute.
treating the cochin and the 3 babies like babies.
Yeah. And it's funny when they're right next to each other, the size difference.
Yes.
It's like, oh yeah, she's tiny. And she's all floofy feathers.
Floof.
Floofy feathers.
Floofy floofs. We rearranged, sir, I'm trying to talk. We rearranged the meat bird housing, cleaned it out, rearranged it, gave them a little bit of shade. You can see that in the corner over there. And then we also gave them 2 scoops of fresh what is that called? Wood chips?
Yep.
Yeah, so
Mulch.
they can spread that stuff around to their heart's content.
Yep.
And then
we also cleaned out those 2 coops.
oh yeah, that's right. Those were nasty. You cleaned them out.
Yep.
You cleaned them out good.
I did.
And then we did the same thing here, 2 scoops, and we're going to be moving some chickens tonight. What's going to go here?
I'm still back and forth if I'm gonna put the male cochin and some cochins that I'm gonna go ahead and offer up for sale, or if I'm gonna put the 2 broody hens. I'm going back and forth.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of work to do.
Yeah.
I did smack the railing with the tractor.
Oh, honey.
And I broke it.
Honey.
Well, you know, easy to do. More on the tractor in a little bit.
Yeah, so lots of updates today for the chickens down here. That was great.
Our plan we don't have a plan. Those are staying open. Never mind.
Well, most of them, half of them are for sale.
Are for sale, yeah.
So it's just a matter of.
I knew Kinsley was going to find that stash of
Yep. Food.
geese food. Come on. Yeah, you, go on. All right.
I like when they're all perching up there.
Levi
Hi,
in
little
his
man.
little staying cool spot. Today moved the dog house that our neighbors built for Levi or Winston or both, and used the Sawzall and cut out the door to be bigger. And so I'm slowly introducing Levi to this because I want him to use it. He's a little reluctant on making changes in his life, but we'll get there. Hi, buddy. Hi. He didn't eat his dinner last night, and then he had a late breakfast this morning, so he's now like, all right, my stomach's full, I can go to sleep.
Yep, he's just now kind of relaxing for the day.
All right, so up here on the tractor, I realized that I needed to grease all of the moving points, all of the joints, the areas where twisting and churning happens, and there's, I don't know, I'll call like 15, 16 different grease points on this. So I greased those all up, and then I was like, well, I need to also grease up the 4-in-1 bucket because that has grease points too. And so I attached the tractor to the 4-in-1 bucket and grease all of the grease points. And then I was like, you know what? The bucket's on here. So we moved the bedding like we just showed you. And then I was like, you know what? I want some more practice time on the 4-in-1 bucket, the functions of the 4-in-1 bucket, because there's 4 functions on the bucket.
Thus the name.
Thus the name. So I attached it and was playing around with it. One of the things that we did, I don't need to walk over there for that. One of the things that we did is, oh, walk up there and show. So we saved these 2 maple trees. We didn't have the guys cut them down when they cut everything else around it down. But around the maple trees, there were other trees. There was an autumn olive, actually a couple large autumn olives, and I think it was a pine tree or a cedar tree that was growing right here. So I grabbed the tree and the autumn olive bushes with the bucket and tore them out of the ground and then put them into one of the piles. So I did that around these 2 trees. Makes it look a little bit nicer. Once we trim and stuff like that, it'll look pretty good. And then I was gonna go do the same thing down over there where that tree is right there. But along the way, I was right here, and this tree, this little tiny itsy bitsy tree was sticking up in this area. So I came down here and kind of turned, and what you don't realize is right here there's a huge dip, a very, very large dip. And so I was facing about this direction. My driver's side tire was right here, and when I turned, my passenger side tire was here, and my driver's side tire went down into this dip. Well, the back of the tractor was turned this direction and it started tipping, and I almost tipped the tractor on its side. Thankfully, instinct kicked in and I quickly turned the back of the tractor from being over here to being over here, bringing the weight back over, and it leveled me back out and I was able to back out. But man, that caused, Kinsley, that caused my my heart to start pumping and realizing you really have to know what your tractor is doing, where it's positioned, which way it's facing, where the weight is.
Yep.
And that happened because the 4-in-1 bucket, it's a heavy, heavy, heavy bucket. I think it's 1,000 pounds. And so that's already bringing pretty close to some of the tipping load when you have it fully extended. And so just having the weight of that thing on it is enough to where you gotta just really pay attention. So that was a bit much.
They're happy in their new spot.
Okay, another thing we did today. We plan on moving these buckeyes to around this bush and this tree here. And their existing fencing, this green one that you see, isn't long enough to go around that and where it's currently at. We would have had to undo it all, get around that tree, and then bring it back over. Meanwhile, if they're out and about, they could run away. So we extended it with actually this is sheep netting. And tonight what we're gonna do is when they're in their coop, we're gonna bring the coop over and park it about where they are here, and then close up the white netting and take up this green netting for something else. And so we're moving, we halfway moved and we'll finish the move.
And they like it.
The buckeyes, yeah, they really like having this new area for shade and whatever.
All sorts of good stuff
new
in
things,
there.
new bugs, that kind of stuff.
Yep, they're gonna have to find themselves a new dust bath because they've made themselves a nice little hole.
Yeah.
We moved her.
Yep, we moved Brahma Mama and her two little chicks. You can see where she was today and then where she was 3 days ago. Rooster, dark Brahma Rooster, he was out today when I started doing morning chores, and so I had to get him back in.
One of the buckeyes was out and I had to grab her.
Yeah, one of the buckeyes.
And then one of the little Rhode Island Reds down there was out and I had to grab her.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like loose chickens today.
There was a lot, yeah.
Well, 3, but it's not the worst we've ever had, but
it was unexpected. I came up and I'm like, wait a second, you're
not a free ranger, sir. He is so gorgeous.
He's a good looking rooster though.
He's just so bright and pretty.
Yeah.
I'm curious, we have a couple juvenile of these guys.
Of the Brahmas?
Of the Brahmas. And that are roosters.
Come on, Kinsley, let's go.
Curious to see if they look like him.
Kinsley girl, let's go. You just gonna pee? What are you doing?
Hi, girls.
All right, let's go, come on.
Hello. Well, you're out and about. You were broody.
He's doing a weird dance. So he's gonna go.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be him and the partridges.
The reddish ones?
The reddish black ones, yeah. Those are partridge. So we have...
We're gonna move them to the first outdoor run in the beaver coops.
Yeah, that we just made a home for them
one that
today.
I broke with the railing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, yes, because I think I'm gonna kind of rearrange, because I've got 2 roosters in here and I prefer the blue rooster to him. He's just got a better disposition and he's also got better genetics from what it looks like. He's more like, you can see how the feathered feet and the feathered legs, he doesn't have nearly as much of that.
Yeah.
And they really should. So I'm not gonna breed him. I'm just gonna breed the blue.
It's more like he's wearing socks.
Yeah, like.
And he's wearing full-on pants.
Yeah, he's got pants, and this one's got like a little bracelet.
Yeah, bracelet. Yeah.
He's not got much. He got an anklet.
He's walking weird too.
Yeah, he does walk really. He's always walked really weird. He's always had like a weird gait to him.
Yeah.
So, and then some of the partridges, I just have too many of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
And the rooster should only have 6 hens. So I'm gonna leave the blue and the blacks. So there's 3 blacks and 1 blue, so that leaves 4 with him. And then I'm gonna pick 1 or 2 partridges to stay up here.
Oh, okay.
So they both won't have more than 6 squirrels.
Nice.
You, sir.
You're moving.
He's gonna get moved down with the meat birds, and we're gonna start that.
We'll do that tonight.
Yep. He's just too big for these girls, and I wanted him to breed with them just because make really pretty babies.
So in this area, these 2 right here, this white one and the black and gold one, they were broody hens, and they kept breaking eggs and stuff like that, and they just weren't doing a very good job on being good broody hens.
Yeah.
So we broke their broodiness and cleaned them off with Epsom salt and took their eggs away from them.
Yep.
So no more broody up here.
Cleaned their nesting boxes and stuff,
Yeah.
and I was debating putting them in a spot and giving them babies, because I have enough babies that are hatching.
Yeah.
But they just weren't taking good care of the eggs and stuff, and they had been 3 different batches they had broken eggs on. And not that they were killing babies, they just were so rough on the eggs. They were like moving them around and stacking them and breaking them. So they had been broody too long.
All right, so we didn't do anything with the Australorps or the leg bars.
Nope.
Or the Rhode Island Reds.
Nope.
So
Besides feed them.
Well, yeah. Besides feed them.
Nothing additional.
Katie did some mowing today.
I did.
I did some mowing today.
Yep.
I also did some planting today. I planted some seeds.
What did you plant?
And it's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Now what I did is we had a pumpkin
Oh.
that we took the seeds out, and I was going to bake the seeds, and I never did bake the seeds. So I'm just going to see if I can get them to grow. So in the area where the pigs were, there was a bit of a little dip that they like to root around in, and they really loosened up the soil. And so it's a nice
impromptu pumpkin patch.
Yeah, so it's a nice little dip area. So kind of at the top of the dip, I raked a bunch of loose dirt and then put the seeds down, just scattered them in, covered them up, and we will see what happens.
Nice.
Just good chickens. So, is that it, honey? It seemed like we had a really busy day. I mean, we did have a really busy day.
Yeah, I mean, we did a lot of little things, but it was a lot of little things that needed to be done.
Yeah. I was going to work on the house this morning or today, but because it didn't rain and the forecast changed to not be rainy today, and Katie had the day off and she was going to be doing stuff, I was like, why don't I just take a break from the house and why don't we just work together and get a bunch of stuff done? And that we did.
We did.
It was great.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
We've had 2 meals so far today, too. I mean, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. I mean, it was a long day, starting off with selling chickens, and then we just haven't taken a break since then. So it's been a fairly good day. And then there might be probably a strong possibility we're going back to Lowe's tonight. Depends on what my neighbor says. And what happened is when we went to Lowe's 2 days ago and we got the lumber for the flooring for the joists, I forgot to get 1 board of a Vantech subfloor so that way I could cut some pieces off of it and use it for spacing to make sure all my heights. I thought we couldn't find it. Yeah, I think
we looked.
I think we looked and we couldn't find it, but they say they have it in stock. Yeah. But I noticed that in the dog house that our neighbor built, there's a portion of the floor that is a Vantech subfloor.
And you're like, hey.
So I texted him and said, hey, do you have any spare pieces that I can come and get so that way I can use it for spacing? So we'll see what he says. So if he has some, I'll just run up there and get some. But if he doesn't, I'm gonna go get a board. And the reason I want to do that today is because it's not raining, and just being able to drive it home and get it in the house in under cover. Just take advantage of the non-rain day, basically. So that's kind of where we're at with it.
Mowed all that.
Yeah, that looks really
nice. And then down there where it was like really long.
Oh yeah, we finally got down there in the sheep.
I didn't get inside the sheep thing. Just
we did. Oh, that's another thing we did today. We got to talk about the sheep thing.
We what?
We gotta talk about the sheep thing. One of the things that
yeah.
we're both doing is learning the tractor. We're both learning how to drive it and operate it and feel comfortable on it. And so I asked Katie to jump into the tractor, get the forks on, and what we did was one of the sheep shelters was in this spot right there. So she drove down there, we put it on the forks, and then she brought it up over here. Is this off? I think it's off.
I haven't turned it back on.
That's right, I got it. So we opened up the gate right there, drove through, and she dropped off the shelter right here. And then she used the forks and lifted up the meatmobile, the Kraemer meatmobile, and set it on top of the haystack, the hay feeder, and made a little shelter for the sheep when it starts raining. And this thing actually worked out perfectly because the edge here and the center 2x4 fits perfectly on the pallets, and she centered it on these wheels and lifted it right up and put it in. It was pretty awesome. Okay, I mean, seriously, I'm like 20 feet from you.
It's because you're the baby. I'm pretty sure it's the baby.
So, and this is the area that she mowed that she was talking about.
Yeah, I mowed because these were those big stumps.
How tall it was.
That I was saying that are kind of precarious to go around. So I mowed all the way down to the fallen tree that we haven't quite gotten
We'll
yet.
get there.
And then I didn't get completely underneath the hoist.
Oh, yeah.
But that was because the big bucket was on the front of the lawnmower.
cargo carrier.
Yeah, so it's hard to maneuver in and out of stuff when you have that in there. So at least tight fits. So yeah, got decent amount mowed. And then I mowed a little bit over that whole area, just shortened it again, so that I want to get this area. But when I was doing it, there was hoses everywhere, and I've accidentally cut a hose, and I didn't want to do that again.
Yeah. It looks good.
Yeah. Looks better than it did this morning.
It does.
And then, these are long, but...
We'll let the geese take care of it if they want to.
Yeah,
If they
same
don't,
with the
we'll come
chicken
in.
ones. I think just cutting it on the highest, like even with the sheep one, I wanted to cut it on the highest setting.
Yeah, once we had
Just to knock
the
it
gate
down.
open, we should have just gone in there and mowed.
I meant to say something, and then by the time I got back over, you had already laced it back up, and I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Hi, Levi.
Hey, bud. You done with your nap? You're so toasty, I know.
It is. Oh, yeah, and I brushed the dogs today, too.
It's been mostly cloudy today, but
Humid.
very humid. Yeah, very, very, very humid. So, yeah, it was like one of those really productive, fun days. Lots of little things that we did. I mentioned to Katie that I really should have been filming all day today for a good kind of like a day, a typical, or not, a day on the homestead, or like what is it, like, what are those little series called where the day in the life, basically.
Yeah, and like...
Instead of project-based kind of thing, just like
Right.
Here's what we did today. And it was very productive.
It was very productive.
Including almost tipping the tractor over. That was really scary.
I bet.
Hi, bud. You're just a good boy. You are. We're going to get you into that doghouse. We are. I'll put some AC in there, and you won't have to paint like this anymore. Maybe when I'm at Lowe's, I'll pick you up an AC window unit. How about that?
Okay.
He would like that.
That would scare him, the noise. He'd be like, ah.
Yeah.
Big baby.
Yeah.
That's a big baby.
So we will be back on Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be back on Tuesday. And not sure how we're going to film if it's raining, but we'll figure it out.
Well, you know, there's always the inside.
Yeah, there's always the inside. So we hope
we can go under the pallets
we
over
can
there.
go
We
sit
can
under
go
the pallet.
sit. Yeah.
under the sheep shelter.
We can join the Golden Girls for an episode.
Right.
I'm sure that'd be very sanitary down there.
Yeah, we'll bring chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I hope you guys have a wonderful and safe and relaxing and productive.
And whatever type of weekend you want to have.
Adventuresome, but I already said relaxing.
But you said busy too, so relaxing and busy is...
Educational
Ooh. All right.
weekend. And we will see you on Tuesday.
Bye.
Goodbye. Kinsley, you're so wet. Look at you. Look at you, girl. You're all wet.
The
You're all
hose
wet.
and the pond. She got both. And she got a dirty face because look at her little face print on my leg.
Oh my gosh.
She stuck her face in my